Hello and welcome back to another video. For once there is no wind blowing here outside of the shed, so I said I'm going to take full advantage and record the intro out here. We've had amazing weather. It is to break this evening with a few showers, but we've had 25-26 degrees for a good few days now, so it's been amazing. I think in one of my recent videos I said all we need is a bit of heat, a bit of sunshine, and we'll be laughing, and we are laughing. It is great. I think everyone got their hay cut and everything about time. Today is the 10th of September, so look, at least we got it eventually anyway. You might see there behind me I have my ones and my twos, and then I also have these. So Dad decided to buy 10 bales there just the last day. He was wheeling down and he noticed that our contractor had cut in the neighbour's place, and he gave him a ring and said would he sell him 10 of them, because it's great to know what you're buying. So he knows that field, he knew what the grass was like in there, and he said better to get it now and stuff that you know what you're getting, rather than trying to get something, you know, early next year, and could be wet bales, could be dodgy bales, you know, you wouldn't know. So that's great. They dropped them up and all there the last day pretty much straight away, so I'm just going to paint those today or tomorrow. So that'll be it for the silage, but that brings us up to the 120, which is the figure we said we wanted to be comfortable. So yeah, I think we'll sleep better over the winter now having those. But that's that. I am just filling up the water now because I have to water the 2 lots of cattle still because of the weather. But that's fine. I'd say now today and tomorrow will be the last 2 days. I'm going to move both lots then anyway. And they'll have water where they are. Well, the ones below mightn't if this weather doesn't change, because the stream will dry up. But hopefully they do. Because it is just another one of those jobs. But while that's filling, I'm going to go up and set up the GPS on the gator, because my dad wants to do the measuring. So we're going to measure this field here. There's some low branches on the trees, so it's just better to do it on the gator than on the tractor. It'll be lower and it should get in closer to the ditch, so there's kind of less guessing going on. So we're going to do that. Then I'm going to spread the fertiliser. As I said, it's the 10th of September. This video won't come out until after the 14th of September, I'm sure, but don't worry. I am not breaking any rules. We're just getting out the last 4 bags now. We probably could have scraped it without it, but we probably just end up tight in spring then, and yeah, we know what that felt like this year, and to be honest, we just don't want to do that again because it was torturous. So I'm going to do that, and then I want to measure the grass as well before I move that crowd behind the lake, just to have an idea of what we have. But thankfully there's some serious grass back there, so I'm going to compare it to when I measured it earlier in the year and just see how many extra days I have. And yeah, I'll bring you along for that. I think that's going to be pretty much the video. I'll see what I get done today. We're having a bit of a family gathering up at the parents' house, so I don't have too many hours, but I'll probably come back to it this afternoon anyway. But yeah, we'll see what we get done. I'm on 2 weeks holidays. I think I mentioned it in my last video anyway, so I'm not in any major rush today to get things done. So we'll tip away, see what we get done, and I'll bring you along for it anyway. So that's it set up now. It's as simple as that. It's there, ready to go. The receiver is on top. I haven't tidied up the wires or anything because I'm going to be moving it onto the tractor later anyway, for when I do start spreading. But a handy little holder for it as well here. I just put it that way just so you could actually see the screen, but I'll angle it towards Dad now so that when he's driving he can see what he's doing. I'll sit in with him though, and I'll try and record a bit just to show you guys what it looks like when it's working, because I had a lot of questions about that as well. So I think it's probably easier for me to just record it as we're doing it rather than trying to explain it. So it's as simple as that, couple of minutes job. So that's ready to go. I'll go down now, give the water to the cattle, and we'll come back and do that. Not the best setup in the world now, but considering there's only 3 cows here, it just about does the job in this heat. And we don't use this field much, so not really worth plumbing it, to be honest. Hi Sheehan, you coming up? Come here. Come here. Uh-oh. Oh, that's more like it. That's more like it. All I've managed to do is fill the water in the 2 fields, move the wire in one of the fields and put on the spreader, and I've run out of time. The water just takes so much longer, because the main reason really is because the 135 can't carry too much water. So I fill so much for one field and then I have to go back, fill it up again, wait for it again, and then fill up the trucks in the other field. So it just takes time. But yeah, everything's going to have to wait till after lunch or tomorrow now, which is a pity. But I say I'll tip away with a few bits after lunch. But at least I'm ready to go. I haven't even measured the field with Dad yet. We'll do that after lunch. I mightn't bother with the fertiliser until tomorrow. It does not look like it's going to rain at all here today by the looks of it. So I'll probably just get that out in the morning before it does start to rain, and sure, be perfect timing really. But yeah, we'll get the field measured anyway. Now I do apologise for the shakiness here, but I could really do with upgrading my camera at some stage, and will. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like. So all we're doing here now is measuring around the boundary in the gator. So Dad is driving. We're just going the whole way around the outside. I crop it just to give you an idea, and you'll see here I join up with where we started. So that's it. That's the boundary of the field marked out, so that I can use that then when I start to spread the fertiliser. So just there, when I'm finished, I finalise the field, and you can name each field as you go. So that's all I'm doing there now. Finish job, save to records, and then if I go in, which I'll show you later anyway, but if I go into fields, there's my field saved there. So when I go out to spread now, I'll just go in there, find the field that I want to spread on, and off I go. Now we've finished the bit of measuring, so we tried out a few different things on it as well. Typical Dad, he wants to know every detail about it, and I didn't know. So we kind of tested out a few things there. Hopefully I got a bit of footage on it, but it's very hard. Our ground is just so bumpy, and then in the gator as well. It's a bit better than the 135, but not a whole lot. Could do with a nice big comfy tractor, but hopefully you got the gist of it anyway. But it's just so handy. You literally press start recording and you drive around the edge of the field. So good to have that done. I'm going to use it now when I'm spreading. One of the fields that we were in, Dad just said we're not going to bother spreading fertiliser in there. There's no point. So I'm just going to put the 2 bags into another place instead. But I measured that out as well anyway. So I'll see if I can hold the camera while I'm doing it. But you know now, the old steering in the 135 wouldn't be the best. So if I can't, I can't. But we'll see if I can show you a little bit anyway. But when we were mapping, we didn't go right into the corners or anything. Now you could do that and it will give you the sizes of your fields, which is very handy. But I've done that already on an app. Here we just kind of did it where I'd be spreading. We didn't go too far into the rushes or anything like that. We went a bit in, but I probably won't even spread as far as those points because there's no point. But that's how we did it anyway. So I'll get the last bit there of the fertiliser out now, and I'll be on to measuring the grass below, moving the cattle, putting up wires, all that jazz. Now, it's just so hard to show what I'm doing in the tractor between the vibrations and me trying to steer and whatnot. So I said I'd show you this while I'm just having a bite to eat before I finish off the next few jobs. But a few people have been asking me about recording information and stuff. So again, the guys will tell you from Gypsy Technologies, but this is just what I use it for anyway at the moment. So I'll show you there now when I go into it. So I go into the fields that I've recorded. So for example, Gatek Errands, that's what we call that field. So this is the outline of what we'll be spreading. It's not the outline of the whole field, but this is where I want to spread more or less. There's actually probably a bit down there at the top that I wouldn't spread into. But this, for example, now is what I did today. So at the end of it, it asks you if you want to add the information. So I said I spread about 40 kg to the acre. So it was just under the bag. It's not 100% accurate, but it's going to be very, very close. Okay. So then I also put in 11th of September because I didn't realize it actually automatically picks up the date, which is ideal, the time there and everything. So it's just a good way of keeping track of what you've done, and you can just record that then throughout the year as you're spreading each time, so you'll know exactly or more or less what you've spread on that field throughout the whole year, which I think is really clever. Now, where I accidentally put in the date that I didn't need to put in, I'm thinking next year I might use that to kind of keep track of the rotations in each field and just the grazings, just so I have an idea of how each field is performing, plus based on how much I'm spreading. So if I put in what I've spread to the acre each time, and then I know I'm spreading one bag to the acre, this is its third rotation or whatever it might be, I just think it'd be, I don't know, would it be useful, but I think it'd be good information to have anyway, just so I can see how they're doing. So I think I'm going to use that now next year, that comment box, to see what information would be best to put in there, what I needed for. Dad might have some ideas as well of what to put in there, but it's handy to have it anyway, you know, especially now with all the regulations coming with the fertiliser and the recording of fertiliser. It's a good thing to have as much information as you can and to be as accurate as you can as well. But that's that. I'm going to have something to eat now before I head off and do the rest. I didn't actually realise how good that heifer really was until I watched this video. She's even making the bullocks look small compared to her, and there's very little age difference. Now the day has gone to the absolute dogs. It's lashing rain here now, so I'm just sitting in the gator hoping it'll pass. The only good thing about it is, for once, it's not driving rain. It's just falling straight down, which is nice because I don't have doors on this. So it's actually grand and it's mild, so it's fine. So I'm just back here behind the lake now to give the cows more grass. I'm just going to divide this section probably into 3 as well, because again there's a lot of grass here and I want them to feed it down as best I can. Just there when I got here, I jumped out and measured the grass really quickly against my Wellington, which some of you are probably saying what, but a few months ago I did a video, just something I saw in the Farmer's Journal about how to measure grass, just using a pen in your Wellington and some small calculations. So I have done that, so I'll work out how many days. I would say it's 2 weeks, maybe over 2 weeks, but the 3 cows above are going to come down to them in about a week, so that'll definitely feed into the time that they have here. But to be fair, if we got 2 weeks out of it, I'd be very happy, because they're after getting, I think it's 17 if not 18 days out of the front part there, and that's the worst part really of this field. So they've done exceptionally well there. As I said before, the grass in this place is like nothing I've seen before, so it's great. But if they get another 2 weeks here, we'll be close enough to the end of the month. So we'll be what, the 25th, so if they get the 2 weeks, they'll be doing really well. So I'll set up the reel here now in a minute and get going. It's starting to ease off, so I'm gonna jump out now and get this done. This is a sure sign that they're not hungry anyway. I took the wire and I said, on away with you. No. Went walking back then to pick up the pins and just look behind me, and they're all just there looking at me. So I'm gonna have to walk them back. Come on. You could say maybe they're actually just being really obedient, but I know better. So yeah, I think they'll be delighted where they're going into anyway. After I put up the reel, I remembered I had a screenshot of the calculations on my phone. So I worked it out, and it's trying to tell me I've 21 days grazing there, which, if you didn't know the field and you just looked at it, I would say, do you know what, that's probably about right. But there's just a few spots that are a bit mossy, and I've kind of accounted for the rushes. I think it's supposed to be 1.5 hectares back there, and you do the calculation per hectare, so I've kind of said take out half a hectare even for the rushes, but I can't see me getting 3 weeks out of that. I'm gonna go with the 2 weeks and we'll see who's right, Maths or Karen. But yeah, we'll see. I think I worked the weights out right as well. I said that the cows were between 750 and 800 kg, which I think is about right, after the weighing I did of the other ones the last day. And then the calves at roughly 200 each, I think. You know, some will be over, some will be under. But I suppose that calculation isn't accounting for the 3 extra cows coming down as well, so that's that too. Okay, I think they know where they're going now, so I'm going to try and leave them. On you go. Norma? How strange. I wish they were like this every time I tried to move them. Jeepers. Anyway, that's me done. I'll give you a little shot of them in the field to finish, but I'm going to leave it there for now. I need to go up and move the other cattle just further up the boreen, which shouldn't be too big a job. I'll just put up a couple of ropes and hopefully they'll come straight out with me. And that'll be it for today. Not sure what I'll be at for the rest of the holidays, to be honest. I suppose a lot of it depends on the weather. Dad's going away for a few days, so it'll be all up to me can do what I like. But yeah, we'll see what I get done anyway. No idea what's coming up in the next video. But here we are now. So they should be happy in this nice green grass anyway. It's looking quite good there. Happy enough with it. So yeah, thanks again for watching. If you liked it, give me a like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Thank you.